Ms. Fitzgerald, I want to thank you for making your point on your position on irradiating the public. And I also want to bring to all of your attention what is at stake. You know, the WISO bill was about as draconian as you can get, and it was really an attack on all of our rights to say no to technology that has not been tested for effects on human beings. I'm talking about the deployment of millimeter wave technology. These frequencies that are going to comprise the networks of microcell systems, those systems that you tried to have Mr. Domer have full reign over, but fortunately pulled from the last meeting agenda, have not been tested for effects on people or on wildlife. I'm going to talk about something tonight that I've never talked about publicly before, and I'm going to talk about it right now. The technology that's coming is going to be broadcasting at 60 gigahertz. That is the absorption spectrum of oxygen molecules. There are instances where 60 gigahertz systems have been deployed in the United States, and it is a weaponized system. You don't mess with oxygen molecules. 30 days without food, you're going to be really skinny and probably dead. 3 days without water, you know what happens. A very short amount of time without air, and it's lights out meatball for all metabolic processes in the human body and all other life forms as we know them. What happens at the molecular level when you have oxygen molecules being hit with radio frequency emissions at 60 gigahertz, which you think is fine, and you don't understand what this stuff does, and I'm glad you're going to be recusing yourself from all the votes, is it affects the orbital properties of the electrons and the hemoglobin's ability to bind the oxygen molecules. This is horrific and frightening, and health decisions are being made for masses of people by elected lackey bureaucrats that thumb their noses at warnings and believe the lies that come from the scientific apparatus that is on lock, stock, and barrel by the wireless industry. I pray for Mr. Domer that he exercises wisdom in the days ahead, because the tremendous responsibility that is almost passed off on him was one I would not want.